Hey guys, how's it going? Josue back again with another video on Enlightened Tech. And here we're looking at the Motorola Edge Plus. This is, of course, only on Verizon, which is so sad. I believe the Motorola Edge should be on more carriers. I haven't looked into that yet, but the Motorola Edge Plus is a Verizon exclusive. I've been on Verizon for a while and I do enjoy their service. So I've been lucky to have used a lot of Motorola devices. And I think that's hurt them because other carriers have not had the best Motorola devices. They've only had a couple. And I'm hoping that next year, if they make a second version of this, which I'm sure that they will, because when this phone first came out, I heard about the Edge. I'm like, come on, man. I used the Galaxy S7. The Galaxy S7 was so bad that, like, I wish I had returned it in enough time. But the day that I went to return it, all the stores were closed. So I was stuck with the S7 Edge, and I hated that phone because of the edge detection. But the edge detection on this phone has been greatly improved compared to that of Samsung. And you think it would be bad because, like, the curve on this is very pronounced. You know, it's very pronounced, so you think it would be like really annoying, but it's actually usable. There is an adjustment period. If you've never used a phone with an edge screen before, there will be an adjustment period. This phone's also pretty tall as well. And if you've never used the phone with Android 10, getting used to the navigational gestures is going to take some getting used to. But once you do get used to the navigational gestures, it is a breeze. And you know, I love what Motorola does. You can make it yours. You got the I love how they've allowed us to, I just did it earlier, didn't realize they added it, but you can change like the fingerprint animation, which is, I think is pretty nice. Yeah, motor actions, we went all over that. Fast flashlight, quick capture. Motorola, kind of similar to Apple, when they add something to a phone, it tends to stay. Like a lot of the things on this phone here, like the way they do notifications, the twisting to launch the camera, things like that. Take a picture of this watermelon real quick. The chat for flashlight, all those features are like really awesome features, and they've stayed here. Then they've added some more as well. The screenshot toolkit, which is really nice. I think this is really an inspiration from Samsung. I think Samsung was the first to do this. You can take a screenshot, then you can draw, you can edit it, you can crop it, and you can share it directly, which is really, really nice. You can also do like the 3-finger screenshot, which is really nice as well. So a lot of little things that they add, and there's not a lot of bloatware on this phone. Of course, I've installed a bunch of apps as well. You got 256 gigabytes of storage. I have not had to worry about storage yet so far when I got this phone. That's including recording videos in 6K. I've recorded videos in 6K and I've loved it. The middle ground, I think, is a great thing to say about this phone itself. It doesn't try to go too crazy, and that's also why it's not the most expensive, but you're getting the best of all the worlds, essentially. It's not as expensive as the Samsungs and Apple iPhones, but you're gonna get the same type of like experience. You know, it's a 90 hertz display compared to 120 hertz, but that's gonna give you better battery life, and you're really not gonna see the difference, especially because it has a 1080p display compared to a 2K display. So again, better battery life and more, and it's gonna be smoother. The 6K versus 8K. Do we really need 8K? So the 6K is going to give you better quality. It's going to give you good quality because 6K is just going to be easier to work with. So yeah, I got a 25 megapixel camera on the front. Like the camera on this phone is amazing. It really is amazing. And Motorola has added a lot of little things as well that I like. I like the modes that they have. Like the spot color is nice. The macro camera on here goes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a video when I share some samples of what I've taken. But the macro camera is nice. It's so freaking nice. The Ultra 100, you know, to take that 108 megapixel picture is also very nice as well. The light filters. There's many different. There's a lot to like about this phone, guys. You can get very artistical with it. They still have which I haven't used a lot of. Actually, no, I don't think it's here. No, yeah, the Cinemagraph. I haven't used that much, but you can get very creative with this phone. And of course, it's Android, so you can download different cameras if you want. You can get the Pixel camera on here if you like that camera better, which is something that I've always liked about Android. You got a manual mode and everything. You got live photo, active photos. And you have Google Lens. You know, I feel like these devices, we need to use them in a way that enhances the human experience. We cannot be giving away our value and our intelligence to these smartphones. People say that smartphones make people dumb. Let's not keep that narrative going. Let's remember that human beings are like the ultimate machines. We're the ultimate machines, and we are nature. Human beings are nature, and this comes from nature. All the things that make this, they're from nature. So this is inspired from us. So we are the original technology. Nature is the original technology, and this is why part of this being Enlightened Tech, I want to talk about the world. I want to talk about the rainforest. I want to talk about the land, taking care of the planet. Not so idolizing people and idolizing devices, but remembering that human beings are lovely, human beings are beautiful, and we might do some nasty things at times, but look, we created these beautiful things. So let's enjoy our creations more. Let's not rush so much to get somewhere, and let's not destroy the world while we're trying to, you know, create and have fun. And I feel like Motorola is a great company for that. But yeah, so yeah, a lot of things that Motorola has added is just beautiful. They take their time, and when they add things to the phone, they're here to stay, and I love that. And I definitely want to make more videos about this phone. I also want to hear you guys' thoughts, because I feel that there's a lot of biases within the tech industry, the tech world, especially when you talk about reviewers. MKBHD, Marcus Brownlee, he was one of my favorite YouTubers, but because I love Motorola a lot, I see what he does when it comes to Motorola. He doesn't really pay attention to them anymore. And like when this phone came out, as you can see, a lot of the reviews are very positive for this phone, and it's a great phone. I didn't think I was gonna like it that much because of his review on it. But of course, you know, I like to get my own hands and impressions on things. But he hated on the vibration motor. He hated on the buttons. He hated on the speaker. He said the speaker wasn't good at all. But other reviewers are saying the speaker is one of the best that they've seen on other phones. He complained about the palm rejection, saying that he had a lot of issues. Like, he's saying to get rid of the edge. But after using this phone, I think I really do like the edge. It's, first of all, it is beautiful, and it does make the movements, like the gestures for Android 10 are very fun to use on here. So yeah, it's really strange. If you look at his video, it's like he made the video specifically to hate on the phone. He didn't give like the information. Like, you know, he could have made an actual video on the phone, but instead he just bashed the phone. And I can see that. I've done that before. I used to bash on Samsung. I used to bash on Google even, really focusing just on the negatives. And then I feel that he also, if he was dealing with so many issues on this phone per se, he would have waited for updates, or he would have contacted Motorola and said, hey, Motorola, hey, I'm having issues with the palm rejection. I'm having issues with the vibration motor. I feel like this vibration motor is cheap or whatever. You know, he would have reached out to them, and maybe he had a defective device, and then he would have had to wait to release his video. But that's not what he did. I feel like if he was dealing with Samsung, if he was dealing with Apple, he would have done that. There's a lot of reviewers they pick their words carefully when they're dealing with like Apple, because Apple has money, Apple has power. Apple can end your career. As a reviewer, Apple can end your career if they want. If you're not able to get an Apple device in time and make a review and all that, you might lose. You lose so much money. I'm not in this for the money. I love to share my thoughts. That's why it's hard for me to be under people sometimes, because I might say something that they don't like, but that's just me. I like to be honest about things. And so, yeah, so we got a 256 gigabytes of storage in here, which is really nice. No memory card, but most people are not going to need the memory card. And you got unlimited storage through Google Photos as well, which is very useful. You got a headphone jack at the bottom, at the top actually, headphone jack at the top, which is great. Thank you for having that. Using the Motorola Z3, that's the phone I came from, guys, the Z3, which I loved. Again, innovation. Motorola has been innovating more so than a lot of other companies, but because they don't have the marketing prowess of these other companies, they're often left out. Some people still don't think that Motorola exists. That's how like bad that we have succumbed to marketing, to where we don't go out and do our own research. We just take what's given to us. And then we have the reviewers, which almost have become like the media, like the news. If you look at the news, you're getting the same information from many different sources. So you get like one big thing controlling everything. You got a monopoly, and we cannot have a monopoly in the tech world. That's not going to happen. What Samsung and Apple, they have too much. They have a hold on people, especially Apple. They have a big hold on people, which makes it very hard. And you're looking at a company that's really taking a lot from Android. So yeah, Motorola definitely deserves more for what they do. And again, the speaker is amazing. It's happening at the bottom and at the top. So it's a dual front-facing speaker, which is so nice to have. USB Type-C. It's sad that there's only 18-watt charging on here. I would have loved to have faster charging, especially because Motorola was one of the first to start the turbocharging trend. So 18-watt charging is not that much fun, but it has a 5,000 milliamp battery. It's got 1080p screen. It's got 90 hertz refresh rate, which means that it's not gonna be a battery hog like a lot of the other phones, which is nice. So you can have a great experience on this phone, and if you ever need battery, you're not near a charger, you can just put it on the battery saver mode. The Edge Touch, I don't use it that much, but I have it here. Definitely recommend lowering it down a little bit, because initially I believe it's at the halfway point, and I like to swipe back there, so you can definitely move that wherever that's comfortable for you. But I haven't really had any issues with palm rejection. If I did, I would have returned this phone really quickly, because using the phone, that's, you know, if you're always accidentally touching things, that's not going to be fun. Gaming on this phone is so much fun. I play a lot of Call of Duty on it. I might do a video where I just play some Call of Duty for you guys. I play the Call of Duty, the game, and it's just for fun. Like, I don't really get into it that much, but gaming is great. You're getting performance is amazing on this phone. If I have any dislikes, I don't have any dislikes per se. I would say that sometimes when I'm using Chrome, the screen freezes and stops. I'm not sure why that is. I checked out Mozilla Firefox, and it doesn't happen on Firefox. So Motorola, if you do happen to see this, for some reason on Chrome, the screen freezes and I have to wait. And they did release an update that fixed some display issues. So if you have been having display issues, just make sure that your phone is totally up to date, because they did release an update that fixed some display stuff. At one point when it was getting really hot, like on the sides of the phone, I would start to see like the screen would actually change color. It would start to get purple all around here. But I was like in the first week of me having it. But then they released that update, and it hasn't happened since. So we have been good on that. But yeah, I wanted to release this video just to kind of just share some quick thoughts on it. Again, this phone is a beast. GSM Arena is saying like this is the best surprise of the year. And again, because of the bias of the media and because of everything that Motorola has been through, going from an American company to a Chinese owned company by Lenovo, when that happened, a lot of people was like saying, oh, Lenovo is going to mess things up. But Lenovo really hasn't. Motorola is actually making money again, and they came back into the flagship game. 2020 has been a comeback year for Motorola, has been a comeback year for me too. I feel like I'm coming alive this year. We got the coronavirus happening, but I feel like everything is happening in divine order. I'm a very spiritual dude. I believe everything happens for a reason. And 2020, supposedly it's 2012, is the end of the year, the apocalypse, the lifting of the veil. Things cannot be hidden anymore, and Motorola is not going to be hidden anymore. Motorola is in your face. Now, I wish that Motorola was in more carriers. I wish this phone was on AT&T and Sprint, so I could get all my family members, hey, do not spend over $1,000 on those other phones. Spend exactly $1,000, or spend $999 on this one, because they're gonna get the 2 updates. It doesn't go overboard on the refresh rate. It doesn't go overboard on the camera. It gives you everything that you need at a good price. It gives you the headphone jack, which is so beneficial. So beneficial. It gives you a great speaker. It gives you a great screen. Not the best screen, but it gives you a great screen. It gives you a great experience as well. So yeah, I highly recommend this phone, guys. Again, let me get some questions about like what you would like to know. And before I end this, I guess let me just give you guys a look. Like this color, I really do love this color. I hope that they come out with more colors too. That would be so freaking nice. And before I finish too, if you're getting this phone and you want to get a case on it, like I'll say at home, I like to have it naked, but in public, you never know. Someone might run into you or whatever. And if you don't have insurance, a case is not bad. And this one is the Verizon case. The case from Verizon. It comes with a screen protector, but I did not end up putting it on because I like to have my phones naked. I like to touch the screen. And it's a very nice case. I've dropped it with this case. That's the thing too. If you drop things, man, get the case. I have like a big, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a big little dent here from when I dropped it. So if you're worried about that, this is a good case, the one from Verizon. But yeah, that's the Motorola Edge Plus, guys. If you have any specific questions that you would like me to answer, let me know. If you're a Motorola fan like myself, just let me know in the comment section below. Have you been waiting for this? Have you been waiting for Motorola's rise to the flagship section once again? Because I have been, and I'm so happy. And for me, I believe that there is no way to go but up for Motorola at this point. So good job, Motorola, on this phone. I've really been enjoying it. I haven't had to really stress so much about this phone, which I like. For me, if a phone's giving me issues, if I have to spend a lot of time configuring it and doing all that stuff, then that's annoying. But this phone gives you everything that you need, I believe. And I've been having a great time using it. So let me know if you have this phone, what's your experience been like? And again, if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.